So hey everyone guys, I'm Swapnil from CodeChef, and in this video I will be discussing the problem modular GCD with the problem code GCDMOD of the August Long Challenge 2018, and this is a really great problem on modular arithmetic and number theory. So let's get started with the problem statement. Okay, so here we are given three integers a, b and n, and our task is to calculate the greatest common divisor or the GCD of a power n plus b power n, this is my first term, and absolute value of a minus b. And here we are given to assume GCD of 0 comma a is equals to a for any positive integer a, and the final result we will have to compute it modulo 10 power 9 plus 7, and these are our constants. You can see the problem statement. I will post the link in the description, so I'll move to the explanation part. Okay, so summarizing the problem statement, here we have three integers a, b and n, and our task is to calculate the greatest common divisor GCD of absolute value of a minus b and a power n plus b power n. Okay, and here we will as explained earlier, we will have to calculate the answer or compute the result modulo this term 10 to the power 9 plus 7. And here we have a tip or an assumption that GCD of 0 comma a is equals to a for any positive integer a, and these are our constants, which is given as a, b, n is having an upper bound of 10 power 12, and a is always greater than or equals to b. And we will have to complete this problem or this task in 1 second. This is my time complexity. So in this case O of n solution will fail, so we will have to think of a better approach. The key observations or the basic observations from the problem statement which we can make will be, we cannot compute this term, right? Because it's a very large term. A and b and n are of it's around 10 power 12, so this term will be huge and it cannot be stored in our computer. And now the second observation which we can make is that we will have to calculate the result modulo some number. Here it's written that we will have to compute the result modulo this term. So this gives us an essence of modular arithmetic. After reading the problem statement, this statement convinces us or provides the essence of an approach which involves modular arithmetic or number theory. And here it's given a, b is less than equals to a, so obviously a minus b will be greater than equals to 0. So the absolute value of a minus b will be a minus b only. So there is no meaning of providing an unnecessary mod sign or absolute function over here. It's the result is finally we will have to calculate the GCD of a minus b and a power n plus b power n. Okay, and the most important observation which we can make after looking at this problem statement cleverly is that a minus b is of range 10 power 12, right? Because a, b, n are of this particular range, while the other term is really large as explained here. So this provides us with an idea that we will have to get some other approach to solve this problem, right? Here we are having two terms in my GCD function, which is huge term and a small term, comparatively smaller, right? So I'll move to the key idea part. Okay, so the key idea here is, which I will be using in this problem, is if we want to calculate the GCD of two numbers a and b, where a is a very large number compared to b, then as explained earlier, here we are calculating nothing but GCD of a large term and a smaller term. So for that particular case, we will find all the potential GCD values or all the potential terms which can be this answer or this GCD, And what are they? They are nothing but the divisors of the smaller term, because we can obviously find the divisors of smaller term in a lesser time complexity, right? So we will try to find all the potential GCD values that are the divisors of my small term b, and we will check if a particular divisor of b divides a as well. Means if some divisor d divides b, then we will have a check that if it is also dividing my large term a, and if it divides a as well, then we will have to find maximum such divisor, that is the maximum value of any such divisor which is dividing both a and b, because that's what the definition of GCD is. Like GCD is nothing but the greatest number which divides both a and b, right? So that could be my key idea, and I will move to the funda part. So the funda here is my term 1 is a minus b, and my term 2 is a power n plus b power n. Now there can be a case where a can be equals to b, then my term 1 will be equals to 0, and obviously as explained earlier or as given in the problem, that GCD of a comma 0 will be equals to a if a is positive, right? So the GCD or the answer will be this term, because this term has vanished, so my answer will be this term. And as given in the problem statement, we will have to compute our answer modulo this term, 10 power 9 plus 7. So it is nothing but a power n plus b power n modulo or mod this term. This term is nothing but mod. Okay, so it is, we cannot calculate this term, so we will break it into some other term which can be easily calculated by using simple modular arithmetic equation, which says if we have two numbers, or which we have, if we have a sum like a plus b mod some number, then it will be a mod that number plus b mod that number whole mod that number. So we have broke down this particular expression into this expression. So this will be my answer in the case when my term 1 will vanish. And if it is not the case, then obviously term 1 is much lesser than my term 2, right? So we will loop through all the divisors of the smaller term, that is term 1, and we can do this in O of square root of term 1 time complexity, which is which will take around 1 second, because it will be around 10 power 6. And now for each divisor d of term 1, which I am finding with this particular loop, we will have a check if it divides term 2 as well. And if it divides term 2 as well, then we will just have to compute the maximum of all such divisors which divides both. So basically my problem is kind of done, and we are only left with calculating my term 2 modulus that divisor. How will be able to calculate that term 2? Because as explained earlier in the key observation part, because this number is huge, we cannot calculate this term. So we will break down this particular term into another expression using basic modular arithmetic, and it's obvious that this particular term, which is a raised to the power n modulus d, this is obviously and easily can be found by binary exponentiation or fast exponentiation method. And the final answer, we will just output it, and the value will be modulo 10 power 9 plus 7. Okay, so I will start the coding part. Okay, so I will just use a basic template over here, and I will remove all the macros so that it will be easy for even the beginners to understand what exactly I am trying to do in this problem. Okay, so we have removed all the macros, and it's a basic CPP template, and this solve function is running t times, and t is my test cases. Okay, so I will just declare my numbers, and I'll take it from the input from the user. Okay, so here we go, we have taken a, b, n as input, and if my a will be equals to b, then in this case my answer will be nothing but, I will just declare a constant variable which will be 1 10 to the 9 plus 7, because it will be required in my further work. And I will also declare this particular macro. It's simple, I am just making int as long, it's quite basic. And we will also require another function which is calculating this particular term, which is nothing but the fast exponentiation method, that is a power n modulus d. So here we will require a and n and my modulus term m. Okay, and here my answer in this case will be nothing but power of a comma n, a to the power n comma mod, because the answer will be a power n plus b power n whole modulus mod, which can be broke down into the other expression as explained in the explanation part. And this will be the other term of that particular expression. And finally I will write it as modulus that term mod, and I will output this answer when my term 1 will vanish, which is nothing but when the case is a is equals to b, and I will return here, because we will have to terminate this function over here only. And if it is not the case, then we will just make the first term as number, and my answer will be initialized with 1. Here the answer is nothing but the possible divisors which is dividing both a and b, basically the potential GCD values, and we will have to maximize this particular value. And here I will loop through all the divisors of my number num, and if num is divisible by I, then in this particular case I will declare two divisors, which is one I and another is num by I, right? Because these are the two divisors which is dividing num. I am looping only to the square root of I, because I am getting one divisor before that square root of number and one divisor after that, and that can be accessed through num by I. So these are my two divisors, and I will declare another variable val, which in which I will store, or I will use it to check if my d1 divisor and d2 divisor is dividing that term, my term a1 or not. And the term a1 can be broken down into these basic expression as explained in the explanation part, n and d1, and finally modulus d1. Okay, val is power of that expression a power n mod d1 plus b power n mod d1 whole mod d1. And if this expression is coming out to be 0, so this means d1 divides both first expression, first term and second term. So this could be my answer. So I will maximize my answer and I will write this thing, and I will check for d2 as well, the same thing. I will just copy this part and we will just have to change d2. Okay, so we are done with the problem, and at last I will just output my answer. and end L. Okay, so now I will just have to calculate this power function by simple fast exponentiation method or binary exponentiation method. I guess you must be knowing this one. It's nothing but dividing two means basically we are just breaking those bigger terms into some smaller ones. You can check it out in any YouTube tutorial, or if you're having any problem with this one, then you can just post in the comment. I will explain it to you in details, this binary exponentiation part. Okay, so I have declared answer as 1, and if while n is greater than 0, if n is odd, my answer will be answer into a, right? And if it is not the case, and apart from that particular case, we will also have another term, which is this thing. It's basic fast exponentiation method, and n is equals to n by t. I will return here my answer. Okay, and now that we have included another term to this fast exponentiation part, which is the modulus part, we will also have to replace all the values by modulus m, right? Here it will be modulus m whole modulus m, and here also whole modulus m, and we will also have to put each of the term as modulus m. Okay, so this is pretty much it from my side, and I guess you must have understood the problem and the explanation. I will move to CodeChef to just have a check if this problem, if the solution is getting accepted or not. So let's verify our code. Here we have chosen the file and submit. So CodeChef have a really variety of problems, and do check it out, and do subscribe this video for more such content. And okay, we got a correct answer, and all the tasks and subtasks are correct. So thank you for watching this video, and do hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.